On September 26, 2025, a historic chapter in Indian military aviation will finally close. The Indian Air Force will retire the last of its MiG-21 fighters, bringing an end to 62 remarkable years of service. But this isn't merely the story of an old aircraft being decommissioned. It is the saga of a jet that shaped the destiny of a nation's air power, fought wars across generations, and earned both admiration and controversy in equal measure. The MiG-21 wasn't just a fighter plane, it was the heartbeat of Indian skies for over 6 decades. A nation in need of speed. The story begins in 1963. India had just emerged from its defeat in the 1962 war with China, painfully aware that its air force was operating outdated aircraft while regional rivals were rapidly modernizing. Pakistan already flew the advanced American-built F-86 Sabres and was preparing to receive F-104 starfighters. The Indian Air Force needed modernization, and it needed it fast. That was when the Soviet Union offered a solution that would alter India's aviation future forever: the MiG-21. Not only did Moscow promise the jet itself, but it also offered technology transfer and local production rights, something unheard of at the time. On March 2, 1963, Wing Commander Dilbag Singh, who would later become India's Air Chief Marshal, took command of No. 28 Squadron, aptly named the 1st Supersonics. Stationed at Chandigarh Air Base, this squadron became the first to operate the MiG-21 F-13, a sleek silver dart capable of flying twice the speed of sound. Before the jets even arrived, 8 Indian pilots had already trained in Kazakhstan on MiG-15 and MiG-17, transitioning smoothly to the MiG-21. This wasn't just a purchase, it was India's first true technology partnership in defense aviation. When the first 6 aircraft arrived in April 1963, they transformed India's air power overnight, giving the IAF its first taste of the supersonic era. Becoming supersonic, the MiG-21 was a marvel for its time. Compact, agile, and incredibly fast, it could reach speeds exceeding Mach 2, over 2,200 kilometers per hour, and climb at a breathtaking rate of 225 meters per second. Its slim, pencil-shaped fuselage earned it the nickname Ołówek, meaning pencil in Polish. With the MiG-21, India joined the elite club of nations that could boast supersonic fighters. However, with great speed came new challenges. Maintaining these advanced machines and mastering their complex flight characteristics required training, discipline, and innovation. Trial by fire, the 1965 war. The MiG-21 first entered combat during the 1965 Indo-Pak War, though India had only a few aircraft and limited pilot experience with them. As a result, their role was small but revealing. In one engagement, Wing Commander Dilbag Singh nearly scored the MiG's first aerial victory against a Pakistani F-86 Sabre, but the early F-13 model's lack of a cannon cost him the kill. Still, the encounter showcased the jet's potential. The lessons from 1965 led India to adopt the improved MiG-21 FL, featuring a stronger R-11 engine and a 30mm cannon that transformed its combat power. By the late 1960s, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited began licensed production, launching India's largest indigenous fighter program and cementing the MiG-21's place in the nation's defense history. 1971, the MiG comes of age. 6 years later, in the 1971 war, the MiG-21 came into its own. Now upgraded, well-trained, and widely deployed, it formed the backbone of the Indian Air Force. It was during this conflict that the jet earned its legendary status. On December 14, 1971, MiG-21s launched a daring rocket attack on the governor's house in Dhaka, a strike that hastened Pakistan's surrender and the birth of Bangladesh. This operation was a masterclass in precision and strategy, and it marked one of the most decisive air missions in South Asian history. The MiG-21s also engaged Pakistani F-104 starfighters in the first supersonic dogfights of the subcontinent, demonstrating superior agility and tactical mastery. By the end of the war, the MiG had proven itself as the dominant force in the skies. The rise of a workhorse. After its success in the 1971 war, India rapidly expanded its MiG-21 fleet, introducing improved variants like the MiG-21M and MF in the early 1970s. These featured upgraded engines and internal cannon systems, making them faster, more stable, and capable of both air-to-air and ground attack missions. HAL produced 93 MiG-21M and 65 MF aircraft before moving to the advanced MiG-21 BIS, powered by the powerful Tamansky R-25 engine. The BIS could hit Mach 2.05 and climb to 58,000 feet in just over 4 minutes. Between 1978 and 1985, HAL built 220 BIS fighters, the last of the original MiG-21s. At its peak, the Indian Air Force flew over 400 MiG-21s across 19 squadrons, making it the backbone of India's air defense and one of the most iconic fighters in IAF history. The Bison transformation. By the 1990s, the MiG-21 was aging and replacement programs were running behind schedule. Instead of grounding the fleet, India embarked on a bold modernization program known as the MiG-21 Bison upgrade. This project aimed to transform the old warhorse into a modern multi-role fighter capable of competing in the new millennium. Between 1996 and 2008, 125 MiG-21 BIS aircraft were upgraded with advanced avionics, radar, and weapon systems. The Bison featured a Phasotron Copio radar that could track multiple targets and engage two at once, along with helmet-mounted sights, HOTAS controls, and compatibility with R-73 and R-77 missiles. Israeli and Indian companies contributed cutting-edge electronic warfare systems. The result was astonishing, a 1960s airframe reborn as a 21st century fighter. Number 3 Squadron Cobras had the honor of being the first to operate the upgraded jets, proving that the MiG-21 still had plenty of fight left in it. A record of unmatched combat. What sets the MiG-21 apart from all other aircraft in aviation history is its unique record. It has shot down enemy planes from 4 distinct generations of fighter technology. During the 1971 war, it downed first-generation F-86 Sabres and second-generation F-104 Starfighters. Later, it scored kills against third-generation Mirage 3 aircraft, and most famously, a fourth-generation F-16 Fighting Falcon. This incredible record culminated on February 27, 2019, when Wing Commander Abhinandan Varthaman, flying a MiG-21 Bison, engaged and shot down a Pakistani F-16 during a dogfight following India's Balakot airstrikes. The engagement stunned military experts worldwide. Despite flying a design from the 1950s, Abhinandan's skill and the MiG's agility proved decisive. Though he was later shot down and captured, his kill became symbolic, a David versus Goliath moment that reminded the world that technology alone doesn't win battles. Courage and mastery do. The flying coffin controversy. For all its glory, the MiG-21 has carried a darker reputation over the years. It earned the grim nickname Flying Coffin due to its high accident rate. Since its induction, more than 490 MiG-21s have crashed, resulting in the deaths of over 170 pilots and around 60 civilians. Many of these accidents were attributed to technical failures, bird strikes, and human error, but a significant factor was the aircraft's extended service life. Designed for roughly 25 years of operation, many MiG-21s remained in service for more than double that time. Delays in replacement programs forced India to keep the fleet flying long past its intended lifespan. Despite the criticism, numerous IAF veterans have defended the aircraft, insisting that the MiG-21 was never inherently unsafe. It simply demanded precision and respect from those who flew it, a legacy that will never fade. The MiG-21's retirement ends more than a service. It closes an era in India's aviation story. For over 6 decades, this Soviet-born jet guarded India's skies, fought in every major war since 1965, and trained generations of pilots. From Kargil's peaks to Rajasthan's deserts, it remained a constant symbol of power. When the last MiG-21 lands at Chandigarh, it will mark the end of a legend. Despite its flaws and controversies, the MiG-21 defined India's rise from dependency to self-reliance. It may no longer fly, but its legacy will endure. A reminder that true legends never fade. They simply taxi into history. And that brings us to the end of our tribute to the legendary MiG-21, a fighter that defined India's skies for more than 6 decades. If you enjoyed this video and want more stories from the world of aviation and military history, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to the channel.